What up, YouTube? It's your boy ATruckerNamedJay. Checking in, man. We in here in this break room, waiting to get unloaded. It's one of these receivers that make you sit in their break room or whatever. You can't sit in the truck while they unload you, which is cool because I got an APU. So what that allows me to do is run my APU while they unloading it. So that way, when I get into the truck, it's not 1,000 degrees in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good, no biggie. I used to think this was a pain in the butt. You know what I'm saying? When I used to run into receivers and shippers like this, but I guess it just depends on one, how much how much charge you got on your battery. Two, what kind of phone service you gonna get in this warehouse. Like, I'm on my Verizon phone right now, which is what I do most of my recording on, but my T-Mobile phone has no service. And three, what I say, how long it take them to unload you? I forgot. I'm gonna do it over. It depends on your phone service, how much charge you got on your phone, and how long they take to unload. Those are the three things that make this either a gruesome process or just like, whatever. Let me know when y'all done. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, what I want to talk about in this video pretty much is why I feel like containers are very dangerous to haul.
Head span 5279. Head span 5279.
As you can tell, I'm in the South. I'm delivering down here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, if you can tell by the accent. But anyways, like I was saying, why I feel like containers are very dangerous to haul. Probably one of the more dangerous things to haul in trucking. You feel what I'm saying? Generally, when you in most other situations, when you are loading whatever you're hauling, whether it's a flatbed, step deck, low boy, car hauler, tanker, dry van, refrigerated, trash, oil, sandbox, whatever. When you are pulling that type of freight, you are seeing how your vehicle is being loaded. You can tell whether, if it's a drive-in reefer or something like that, how they stacking the boxes in your truck. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they double stacking, is it high, is it low, is it strapped down properly, all that shit. You can tell when you're pulling mostly everything. Everything else that you haul in trucking. The thing about containers is you don't know what's in that container. I mean, sometimes between the bill of lading and where you're going, you can like kind of guess. But when you come to some place like, it just say like such and such warehouse, you don't know what you hauling. So what that creates is a situation where you don't know if what's in your truck is stacked to the ceiling. You don't know if it's heavy. Well, you know if it's heavy, but you don't know if it's top heavy. You don't know if it's, all the weight is at the front, at the back, at the side. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of this stuff is coming from overseas or not from America. So you don't know how their loading situation goes overseas. They may have a totally different, it's just so many things you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? And like I was explaining in the other video that I do, the other video that I did talking about the port, the difference between hauling a container and a regular truck is that a regular trailer is a one solid piece. It's an actual trailer with tires on it. When you're hauling a container, it's two different pieces. You have the chassis, which is the skeleton, and then you have the container that is dropped onto that chassis and held together by four different, I guess you call them like bolts that you turn and lock it in. So those are the only four things that are holding that container. And then, of course, the weight of whatever you're hauling. But it just makes it so much more dangerous when you're hauling a container. So if you're looking to get into the container game, I'm not saying it's so dangerous to where you shouldn't do it, but definitely be mindful when you driving these type of trucks, man. When you're going around curves, you're stopping distance, because you just don't know. Your load might shift. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I haven't experienced, but I've seen drivers where they go to open that container and shit is falling out, or it's linked up against the door. I see it all the time at Walmart distribution when I worked there for 2.5 years, because that Walmart distribution was an import DC, which means most of their freight came from containers, which is why HUD and a lot of other carriers go there. They got 5 different carriers from the port that go there, because that's all they get in. So it's one of those tricky things, man, that if you look into, because like a lot of companies with intermodal containers, whatever, they require 2 years experience, like the better paying ones. But you have some that'll take you with a year experience, 6 months experience, 18 months. I tell you what, I do not miss that shit working in the warehouse. I do not miss that shit at all, Lord knows. Anyways, and you have some that'll take you right out of school, that's very rare. So there's a reason why 2 years experience is required for most containers, because it is dangerous. It is not, what's the term? I don't believe it's generalized freight, because a lot of times it's more heavier, if that's even a saying, than your average dry van load. It can be the same type of freight, or it could be dry freight, or it could be refrigerated, which is, if you have a refrigerated container, now you're talking about 3 different pieces, because even the refrigerator, the reefer is not a part of the container. They connected. So now you got a chassis, a container, and a reefer, who are all 3 different parts that's being held together by bolts and screws or whatever. So it's just, man, just be careful out here, man. There's money to be made. If you hustle, you can make good money, decent money home every day, every other day, however you want to run it. But it is a lot more dangerous when going around curves. It's a lot dangerous when stopping and starting. And just take that for granted, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a lot of people understand everything. That's why they say containers beat up a truck. They say, I forgot who said it, but the port is where trucks go to die. And that's a fact, because that's why you see so many older trucks in the port, because you don't want to put a brand new truck in the port. I mean, you can, but you're going to beat that thing to hell, man. You're going to beat it to hell, I'm trying to tell you. You know, any older driver will tell you, because they told me. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like a one-on-one if you looking to come again into a port near you. Just keep that in mind, man. Like, just be careful with them containers. They can get away from you very easily. And just make sure your boats are turned the right way. Make sure your straps, if you got to put the zip ties around the lever that holds the boat, make sure it's zip tied and all that, man. And just take your time. At the end of the day, the most important load is the one that gets you home. You know what I mean? And when you are on every load that you do is the load that's bringing you back home. Of course, going to the receiver or going to the shipper, is you taking your time, woody woo. You're leaving out with an hour window, 2-hour window, however you do to get there on time. But when you coming back home and you trying to get home for the end of the day, or let's say you trying to make it back to the port, you may put yourself in a position where now you rushing. You know what I mean? You going a little bit faster than you should be. You going into curves faster than you should be, and that's where it becomes dangerous. That's when you see the container that then rolled going around the exit ramp, or drivers veering off the road and shit like that. So just be careful with these containers, man. It's like I said, it's money to be made. It's good positions to get you home more, but it is more dangerous because you're getting paid more than what you would I feel like port drivers who are doing regional or OTR, which is home every other day, make more on average than OTR dry van and OTR refrigerated drivers. The reason for that being is just because it is a lot more going on in the course of a day for a port driver, and it is more dangerous to drive these vehicles, man. No matter, even though they're shorter, because most containers are either 40 feet or 20 feet, but they are heavier, and again, they're more top heavy, more easier to turn over. So, like I said, just keep that in mind when you're coming out here. Take your time, be safe, get this money, and get home to your family every day, man. That's all I got to do. I'm going to sit here, wait for my shit to get unloaded, and then I'm going to get on back. I think I get back on 40, then 85, 58, and then 664. No, I'm going to take 260. No, I'm going to take 664. It's a shame. That's the other thing, too. I don't even need no GPS. I'm a real truck driver. You know what I'm talking about? But as always, man, stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God, family, trucking. I'm gone.